Roman legions are the most iconic unit on the tabletop when playing a game of Hail Caesar. They look strong, they feel strong, but are they actually a good unit for a game of Hail Caesar? Let's break it down. So I just finished painting these Roman legionaries, and honestly, this is one of the best looking armies you can put on the table. The uniform, shields, armor, formation, it just screams discipline. Once you get a full unit like this together, it really stands out visually. So let me talk about the paint job. Speaking of standing out visually, so I did my basic standard paint job on my Romans. I'm going to leave some photos of of my Romans at the end of the video, and you know, because again, that way you can check out all the detail I put into the army, where the video is not showing it. Maybe you can see it in the photos, but nevertheless, it's my standard tabletop paint job. As you see, I painted the tunics, some tunics white, some tunics red. I was going to do other colors, but I figured red and white is pretty much close to historically accurate as far as I'm concerned. These shield decals is from Warlord Games. I wanted everybody to have their own shield decals for a reason, which I'm going to mention in a minute. These shield decals come from Little Big Man Studios, and I really love Little Big Man shields transfers. I've painted each scabbard on the units. I think I painted only these guys black, and I think I did these dudes red, and I did the dudes back there red. Like the way the paint job came out. Again, this is Little Big Man Studio decals, and let me get it where it's not so blurry. Man, I hate these phones sometimes. Okay, well, like I said, I'm gonna leave some pictures at the end. You'll be able to check them out then. But yeah, I like the Little Big Man Studio decals. They're really nice. They make the army stand. They make the units stand out. Now, the reason why I have different decals on each one of my legionary units is because this is my 8th legionary unit, 9th legionary unit, and my 10th legionary unit all the way in the back. So, and I wanted to do that because I wanted to have each unit have its own identification. Makes it easier for me on the tabletop, and also makes it easier for me putting them together. I mean, putting them away and keeping them together. So now let's talk about why the Roman legionaries are good in a game of Hail Caesar. They have good reliability because they have stamina 6. They are a strong infantry unit because they're classified as a heavy infantry unit. They're hard to break, again, with stamina 6. They perform really well in prolonged combat. Now let's talk about that for a minute. Now, why are they so good in prolonged combat? Because they have a clash of 7 and a sustain of 7. That makes them consistent. And inconsistency helps win games. Like if you took a standard Gaul unit start off with a 9 with their clash, and then they drop down to a 4 in their stamina, which is kind of not consistent. They're always going to be rolling 7 dice in close combat, so that helps them win games because they're consistent, constantly consistent. They also have special rules like drill, which makes them disciplined. So if you fail your command value, I believe it's command rating roll. Let's say you need an 8, you roll a 10 or a 9, and you want them to move forward. Well, that 10 or 9 still allows them to make one full move forward towards the enemy. Again, that keeps them consistent, that keeps them moving. As long as you don't roll a double 6 in Hail Caesar, you're golden. They also have good formations like Testudo. They have wedge formation. All helps them in, like Testudo helps them in morale saves. Wedge formation helps them in melee combat. If I remember correctly, that gives them +1 to their attacks, to their die roll attacks. Again, I'm just spitballing this. I don't have the rule book in front of me, and I'm not gonna go get it. If you want, you can always look it up. Always leave a comment and say, "Hey, bro, you're wrong. It's this, this, this." That's how we learn. And by you doing that, it also helps other people learn. So now let's talk about their weaknesses. Even though they are a very good unit, they're not unbeatable. They have a speed. They have a movement of 6, so they have a standard movement, which means they may not get up the battlefield quickly. Depending on your command rating roll, they could be making 3 moves, 2 moves, 1 move. They're not like cavalry, so they're not going to be getting up the battlefield super quick. If you position them wrong, they can easily be outmaneuvered by cavalry, and that's their biggest enemy is cavalry, because cavalry moves quick. Regular cavalry moves 9 inches. Light cavalry is going to move 12 inches, and they can easily outmaneuver them and get flank attacks on you or rear attacks on you, which kind of could mess up your flow with them. So try to use good tactics with them. Don't position them badly. Try to have them, support each other as much as possible. Have your support units like your auxiliary units, and in this case it wouldn't be auxiliary units, it would be units like German cavalry, Gaul cavalry. Make sure that you have them supporting them, protecting their flanks. Have the skirmishers in front of them, and keep in mind, because you're drilled, units can move through one another easily. Especially these dudes, they can move through each other without worrying about being disordered. And because skirmishers can move through anybody without disordering them, you can put your skirmishers up front to give them some sort of support up front, and then move them behind if you can, and have them support them from the rear. And like again, they have a clash of 7, a sustain of 7, right? That's pretty good. If you get your skirmishers behind them, that's going to be 9 attacks. And if you get these guys supporting each other, that's 10 attacks. Because remember, keep in mind, the Romans have a short range of 3 attacks. So 3, 7, 10, good attacks, good attacks. And the more dice you roll in a game of Hail Caesar, the better chances you're going to have to breaking somebody's unit. Now, I just want to say why I haven't been updating in a minute. Not only have I been working on painting these guys, but I just want to say another reason why I haven't been updating is because I decided to write my own game rules. I'm working on my own game rules, and it's not going to be on ancient warfare. It's going to be on something I feel is an area and a period in time that's always being ignored, in my opinion, and that's the American Plains Indian Wars, which I find to be a very fascinating time period. So I've been working on this, and I've been working on my Romans, finally got them done, getting to the stage where I'm going to get this done, Soon I'm going to be looking for beta testers. I'm going to put this out to the public. Hopefully they can beta test it. I would love to find my 4 or 5 people who's into historical games, who are into maybe the Plains Wars. This is all this is going to be covering, fellas. Just the Plains Wars. No cowboys, no none of that stuff. This is just going to be basically cavalry versus Indians. If you're interested in that stuff, leave a comment. Let me know if you're interested in becoming a beta tester. I won't be able to pay you, but if you become a beta tester, maybe when the book comes out, I'll try to shoot you a free book. I promise you that. I will do that. I'll make sure I do. Whoever beta tests, I will shoot you a free book. And I will put your name in the book if you want to beta test. I need somebody to tell me what they think of the game. It's a passion of mine, just like this is a passion of mine. And at some point, again, I'm going to put this on the market. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the rule set that I'm working on, which I'm going to get into in a later video. I'm going to do a separate video, and that's going to be dedicated all to that. I'll probably be doing other indie videos, indie rules videos, because I think indie games, we overlook them too much, and we give too much money to the big guys like Games Workshop. And there's a lot of rule sets out there that we overlook, and I think that's just downright tragic in my opinion. So, but anyway, let me know, what do you guys think about what I said about the Roman legionaries? What do you think about the paint job? Whatever you want to leave in the comments, please leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.